YouTube, Philly J here with Different Dimension Gaming, coming at you with the Adventure Phantom Knight combo video. So in this video I'm going to showcase two combos, both which feature a different end board that show off different ways that deck can perform when in an actual duel. And let's just get started. So for our first combo, our opening hand is going to be Silent Boots, Torn Scales, Fusion Destiny, Forbidden Droplet, and the Water Enchantress. So we're going to start our turn by normal summoning Torn Scales, using its effect to discard the Water Enchantress, to send a copy of Ancient Cloak to the graveyard. And now we're going to do our entire adventure line. We're going to banish the Enchantress to add the Rite of Aramesir. We're going to activate the Rite of Aramesir to summon a token. And then place the Fateful Adventure in our spell and trap zone. Now we're going to use the effect of Silent Boots in our hand to special summon it to the field, which will trigger our Fateful Adventure and add the copy of Draco back to our hand. Then in a new chain in an open game state, we're going to activate Fateful Adventure. We're going to add the Griffin Rider, discard the Draco back through the effect of Fateful Adventure, which will let us just equip it onto the token. Now you can summon the Draco back, the Griffin Rider, for free. So from here, we're going to link these two into our Cherubini. I'm going to activate her effect to send Graph to grave. Graph effect will activate to summon Seer. And then we're going to link these two into our copy of Rusty Bardiche. And then Seer effect to bring back Cherubini. Now, we're going to use the effect of our Rusty Bardiche. We're going to send our copy of Ragged Gloves, and we're going to set our copy of Fogblade. Just really make sure my zones are identified here. Now we're going to activate the effect of our Ancient Cloak, banish it, and we're going to add to our hand our copy of Stained Greaves. And then because we banished a Phantom Knight, Torn Scales will activate its effect to summon itself back to the field, which will trigger our Stained Greaves to summon itself. And then we can choose to increase or decrease its level. We're not going to do either one because it's entirely optional. We're just going to overlay it into our copy of Breaksword. We're going to trigger Rusty Bardiche to pop our Breaksword, which will bring both of our Phantom Knights back as level 4s, and you can use any of them in your graveyard, but you need to keep Boots in your graveyard to finish the combo, so I'm just going to use the same two. And then we can overlay these two into our Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Now we can activate our Boots Engrave, banish it, to add our rank up spell to our hand. So now we're going to activate the Fusion Destiny. Now it's going to send our Celestial and our Dasher to summon the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Now you're going to take the last two cards in your hand. You're going to set both of them. You'll have no cards in hand at the end, but you're going to pass turn here. So what we're looking at here is an Omni Negate, an Interruption. With Droplet, you can use the Fateful Adventure, the Cherubini, and if you sequence things properly, you can chain it to your rank up to get that off the field as a material as well. Let's have our opponent start their turn. Say they go standby main, they normal summon something. We're going to chain our rank up spell. We're going to banish any dark monster in our graveyard. I always banish Graph. It's just a habit of mine. We're going to rank up our Dark Rebellion into Dark Requiem. Then, because we summoned a monster that our Rusty Bardiche points to, we can destroy a card on the field. So we'll pop whatever our opponent normal summoned. Now they can continue doing their combo, they can do their whole shebang. Let's say they're about to end their turn, they've got, say, 2 monsters on the field. We're going to activate Droplet. We're going to send the Fateful Adventure and the Cherubini as cost to negate their monster effects and have their attack. Now we're going to activate Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, popping itself and one of their monsters. And then the turn will come back to us. I'm just going to give this a proper shuffle here. Get a realistic top deck. So we draw for turn. Standby phase, our DPE will come back. And if you manage to get this zone empty before the end of their turn, you can still use a monster negate to negate their effect and bring back the Break Sword. It's very powerful combo. So you end on about, let's see, off the drop, but we had 2 for sure, possibly 3 interruptions, 1 from the DVE, 1 from the Griffin Rider, and then 3 off of our Dark Requiem, which would give you a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interruptions on your opponent's turn. And because it's Phantom Knights, a bunch of follow-up. So that's one combo that you could run through. For our next combo, we're going to want to open up Tour Guide, the Water Enchantress, Ash Blossom. This is anything, any Phantom Knight monster, and any Phantom Knight spell or trap. Really, you just need these 2 cards, and these are kind of your flex spots. So we're going to start with normal summon Tour Guide and activate effect to summon out Graph. And then just like last time, as soon as we got our normal summon effect out of the way, we're going to activate Water Enchantress. Get our token and place our Fateful Adventure. Then we're going to link these 2 into our copy of Cherubini, which will trigger our copy of Graph to summon out Seer. Because we special summon a monster, our Fateful Adventure can activate, allowing us to add our Equip spell. And then on an open game state, we'll activate the Fateful again to add the Griffin Rider. Effect of Fateful, we have to send a card from hand to grave, so we'll send the Draco back and then equip it to our token. Now we can summon the Griffin Rider and we can continue with our combo. So we're going to activate our Cherubini. And we're going to send our copy of Torn Scales. Then we're going to link the Seer and the Cherubini into our copy of Rusty Bardiche. Seer effect will bring back the Cherubini. And now we can activate the Rusty. Send our copy of Cloak and set our Phantom Knights rank up magic launch. Now we're going to activate the Ancient Cloak and we're going to add Stained Greaves, which just like in the first one, will trigger our Torn Scales, which will trigger our Stained Greaves. And now we can activate our Torn Scales. Because it was special summoned, it's not affected by the Fateful Adventure. We can discard our Phantom Knight that we don't need in our hand. We can send to our graveyard our copy of Silent Boots. Now we can activate the boots in our graveyard and add our other rank up spell. Now we can overlay these two into our copy of Breaksword, which will be popped with our Rusty Bardiche. I'm going to bring back the same two guys, overlay them again into our Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, and then we're going to set the other Phantom Knight's trap in our hand, or if it's a droplet, whatever it is, we're going to set our other rank up spell, and we're going to pass the turn. Now, we have to leave a zone open for this combo, because on our opponent's turn, we're going to let them start. We're going to be patient, but as soon as we can, we're going to activate our rank up so we can get rid of our Dark Rebellion. We're going to banish the graph to rank up once into Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. And now we've done that, we can use our Rusty to pop something on the field. And now, once again, we're going to be patient. We're just going to wait until our opponent activates a monster effect. We're going to use Dark Requiem to negate the effect. And that's going to negate it, destroy it, and bring back our copy of Breaksword. Again, you have to do this on the very first monster effect that they activate after you summon this guy, because you want him out as fast as possible. Because as soon as he hits the board, we go, do you have anything? They say no, we go, okay. Activate the rank up magic, and we summon Ophion. Now, obviously, this is deck dependent, depending on what you're playing against, but Ophion against most decks is unoutable. It's a floodgate that doesn't let them summon above level 5, and the only thing we play that's above a level 5 is our fusion that we don't even need. So we'll just let our opponent think about what they're doing. We've still got our 2 more negates off of Requiem, our protection with Sword, and our Ash Blossom. Again, you're sitting on a lot of interruptions, and then you've still got your top deck for turn. So let's give us a shuffle. And a cut. We're going to be fair. Draw for turn. Torn Scales. Let's assume we use the Ash. Let's assume we protect with our Sword. You've got an insane board here. You can still use the Cherubini to get something in grave. And then you can use the Cherubini and your Draco, your Advantage token, or your Griffin Rider, assuming you have them both on the field still. You could summon into Nightmare Unicorn, and then you could go into your Access Code Talker. You've got a lot of options with this deck, and because your initial board puts up such an offensive presence and uses so little cards to do so, you've got insane. You've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You've got 25 cards left in your deck, which means including your opening hand, you used 15 cards total. And you set up 6 interruptions and a floodgate. I know we're in a state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's a lot of one-card combos. If your opponent's playing through 6 interruptions on the first turn, I think they deserve the win. And then on the crackback, if they don't play through it, you just win the game. With that being said, that's the combo video. Let us know what you think down below. It is such a fun deck to play, especially with the Adventure Engine. It gives you a lot of extra advantage. In fact, a couple of combos actually use the Water Enchanters as an extender because you open the Rite of Aramasir. So let us know what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.